keeps my word will never see death. So the Jews said to him, now we are sure that you are possessed. Abraham died, as did the prophets. Yet you say, whoever keeps my word will never taste death. Are you greater than our father Abraham who died, or the prophets who died? Who do you make yourself out to be? Jesus answered, if I glorify myself, my glory is worth nothing. But it is my Father who glorifies me, of whom you say he is our God. You do not know him, but I know him. And if I should say that I do not know him, I would be like you, a liar. But I do know him, and I keep his word. Abraham your father rejoiced to see my day. He saw it and was glad. So the Jews said to him, you are not yet 50 years old, and you have seen Abraham? Jesus said to them, Amen, amen, I say to you, before Abraham came to be, I am. So they picked up stones to throw at him, but Jesus hid and went out of the temple area. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord.
I wanted to just speak briefly today because the high school students have an activity coming in right after us. But I wanted to talk briefly about why it is that we veil the statues and the crucifixes during Lent, and it has to do with this particular passage. This passage was traditionally read on the fifth Sunday of Lent, last Sunday, and at the very end of the passage, it's usually translated as this. After the Jews have listened to his homily, basically, and they don't want to listen to him, they picked up stones to throw at him. But Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple. Jesus hid himself. There's a theory, no one knows exactly why or how the custom of covering the statues came into existence. There are various theories. But one of the theories that seems reasonable to me is that it's based on this particular passage, which was read on the fifth Sunday, and the statues are veiled traditionally on the fifth Sunday. The idea of Jesus hiding himself as he prepares for his passion, the events of his passion. And so we hide the images, if you will, the crucifixes, the statues, and the various images except for the Stations of the Cross. Those are hidden, perhaps to call to mind the preparation of the Lord when he hid himself for the passion. There's also a psychological factor behind this. Last week, many people came out of the church and they said to me, Father, why are the statues covered up? On a regular Sunday, nobody asks about the statues or the crucifixes, but when we cover them up, people notice them. The psychological piece here is that just at the time when we're supposed to be drawing our attention to the passion, the cross, if you will, we cover it up. But the reality is, the psychological reality is, that by having covered it, we draw even more attention to it. If you think about a bride with a veil, when she comes down the aisle with a veil up over her face, you might ask, well, why does she do that? We all know what she looks like. But in fact, more attention is drawn to her, and more mystery surrounds her, if you will. There's more of an intrigue and attraction to those things that we cannot immediately see. And just to round it all out, as the liturgy goes along, the whole liturgy, if you think about it, is a series of veiling and unveiling. The priest is veiled, the chalice is veiled until it's used, the Lord himself is veiled in the tabernacle, and the ultimate veiling is the Lord's presence in the Eucharist under the veils of bread and wine. So the reality is that we cannot see God, but we see these veils, and they point us to the God that we cannot see.